Don't let my shirt fool you because today we are talking about Black Adam, DC's third comic book movie dropped this year. First being Batman, second being DC League of Super Pets, which also had a Black Adam-esque cameo. Today we're talking about The Rock's superhero debut as Black Adam. Currently, Black Adam is sitting at a 44% critic score and an 89% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, which really surprises me. And I feel like most of that could be from the post-credit scene hype, which I will get into at the end of the video. But I will say for now that I do not agree with the audience score. I am kind of low on this film. Nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with the almighty powers of the ancient gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. Black Adam is rated PG-13, obviously came out this year, and is directed by Jaime Collet-Serra, and I hope I'm saying his name right. He directed The Jungle Cruise, which came out last year, which a lot of people didn't really like, but oddly enough also had a high audience score. I'll start off with my quick review of the movie, and then I'll jump into positives, negatives, my overall score, and then a spoiler section at the end of the video. In the category of visual effects, fight scenes, CGI, and overall action, Black Adam excels. And The Rock did an amazing job playing this character. However, all throughout the second act, the movie keeps repeating itself, and it seems like we're just going in circles, dragging on this overall plot that all in all is not interesting at all. The plot is also heavily carried by these three humans who they try and find a way to work in the plot amongst the Justice Society and Black Adam, and overall it just doesn't work. I told my friend after this movie that it felt like you're just taking your younger brother with you to a party because your mom made you. And in some ways that would work, and in other superhero movies it has worked, but these characters are so bad and the acting isn't great and the line delivery is very rough. It also feels like they're trying to do too much, so you just get lost in the story midway throughout the movie, and then in the third act they throw in something that was referenced a while ago, so everything is just real convoluted and overall just a big letdown story and plot wise. Now I briefly mentioned some of the things I like, so I'll dive into them here. I'm a huge Injustice fan and I loved playing as Black Adam. I was a Black Adam main. I always used him, he was so OP, and a lot of the fight scenes here felt just like the game. It felt like the game in live action, and it was so great. The CGI at times a little dodgy, but very little, so overall it's just a great experience, and I loved every single fight scene and action sequence that we got. Seeing him fly around and teleport and stuff and just absolutely kick everyone's ass was something that saved the movie from feeling like a waste of time. Even the scenes where the Justice Society is trying to contain Black Adam and they're all going at it, I mean the costume design is incredible. It's so good seeing them all blend together, seeing some of the slow motion scenes, which I'll jump into in my negatives as well. It all is just blended so great, and all of their powers working together, it was all just really fun to look at. Some standout characters to me, obviously Black Adam. I think The Rock did amazing in this role. He was so funny when he needed to be funny, but very serious and intimidating when he needed to be. I think Dr. Fate was also very cool. I mean, all of his powers were just pleasing to look at. I mean, the whole movie's pleasing to look at. And Pierce Bronson is just amazing in this role. One of the best castings for a comic book character I can remember in a long time. Now, I'm not a huge DC Comics fan, but I could appreciate all the lore and everything about Black Adam's backstory and even the little twist at the end. It all works so well, and I love seeing The Rock pour his emotion into this role. So if you're looking for a popcorn movie where you can just go in, relax, turn your brain off, and just enjoy some crazy action, this movie's perfect for you. However, the story is where it lacks the most and the plot gets so confusing at times, so I'll dive into the negatives. So for our main storyline, there's these three characters that aren't human, but they seem to walk around and act like they can fit in amongst these people with these crazy superpowers, and I think there's even a line where the girl says, "I know more about this thing than anybody on this planet does," and The Rock is standing right there. The person who has lived for 5,000 years and who has literally came in contact with this thing and fought against it, and it just doesn't make sense at all. There's another character by the name of Amon. He is just bad. I mean, I don't know if it's the acting, I don't know if it's the line delivery, I don't know if it's all of it, but it just did not work for me at all. He kind of acts as if he's like Black Adam's man in the chair, henchman of sorts, but it just never clicks and it never connects for me, and overall I just did not care for any three of them at all, which sucks because they contribute to the main storyline so much and they're in the whole movie and they play a huge part. And of course you have the corny dialogue and the corny line delivery. I mean, it's kind of expected in some superhero movies nowadays, but in this one it's just really bad. And midway throughout the movie, the plot just kind of keeps going in circles. You have 3 events happen and then it's right back to those same 3 events happening, and it just keeps going in circles, repeating itself and just dragging the movie on, and it was just kind of getting annoying at some points. So we have something happen in the first act, and then the second act is a whole story and movie in its own, and then in the third act, what happened in the beginning comes back up, and that's kind of our big fight, and everything just kind of just intertwines with itself and just leaves you feeling really like full. It's like eating some pizza, eating at like a 5-star restaurant, and you're so full, and then you just end up going right back to the pizza, and afterwards you just feel so sick. So overall, I gave this movie a 6.5 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was really fun. I mean, like I said, it's a big turn your brain off and just sit back and enjoy type of movie, and if that's for you, then you'll like this. I will say it did not feel like a waste of time at all, and I think people should still check out this movie. Just don't go in expecting something groundbreaking. I'll take this time to get into spoilers now and get into the post-credit scene. I'll put a timestamp right here if you want to skip to the end, but if you're going to check out now, thank you for watching the video. Check the link tree in the bio. Appreciate you. This is your official spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Seeing Henry Cavill back as Superman was insane. Just seeing him and Black Adam standing off against each other, staring each other down at the end of the movie was so hype. I see a lot of people say that this movie just feels like a stepping stone for the greater DCEU universe, but on its own it falls flat, and I can totally agree with that. I mean, I walked out of the movie super hype. After seeing that post-credit scene, I was like, I had chills, man. Seeing the curl on Henry Cavill, just seeing him back as Superman was awesome. So I left the movie feeling super hyped and super satisfied, and then I sat for a little bit and I was like, wait, that movie wasn't that great. What am I talking about? So I feel like that's where a lot of this 89% on Rotten Tomatoes is coming from. So while I didn't really enjoy the movie, I am all open for a sequel. I'm all open for whatever DC keeps doing. I want to see them win. I'm a huge Marvel fan, but I love to see DC win. I mean, that's just more superhero content for us, so how can I complain? However, for Black Adam itself, that's kind of where I sit. What did you think about Black Adam? Let me know. Did you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know in the comments. Without further ado, that's my review. Thank you. Peace.